everyone. My name is Natalie Kabongo. I am simply 16 going on to 17, and I am a writer and I love to create stories and to tell you guys story. I love to be a storyteller. I'm starting a new series on YouTube which is named The Stories of NMK. The stories of NMK are just simply stories that I will tell you guys with added animation on the top. Today's story is called The Black Cat with the Red Eye. This takes place in 2018, going on to 2019. In my household during 2018, I changed high school. My high school that I changed to was really close to my home, so it wouldn't take me too far to get there. It wouldn't take me too much time to get there. So of course, I decided to change to school. Plus, it was brand new anyways. My school bus, of course, came to pick me up, and I was the last student to get picked up. In 2019, every day was my routine to get up to go to my bus stop, and I never saw a cat on the neighborhood where my bus was there waiting for me to pick me up, where my bus stop was. But suddenly something strange happened, which was odd. But at first it wasn't odd for me, but the more I think about my story, it becomes very odd. In 2019, it was May, and of course, the weather was feeling amazing, and I was suffering with spring allergies, but I was a bit okay. I go on, I take my walk to go to my bus stop. And as I'm walking, I'm crossing the road to go to the other street so that I can turn to my right and continue walking down this other street so I can go to my bus stop. As I'm walking, I hear a cat. I turn to my right and I see a cat. Not too big, not too small. She's a nice medium-sized cat with normal green eyes that I felt like were shining, but I couldn't tell at that time. But the more I think about it, the more I realized that the eyes felt really alert for some reason. I'm someone who fear cats and also big dogs because I had really horrible experiences with dogs and cats. I have marks of cats and dogs scratching me, and I still have those scars till this day. So that fear just went into me, and I couldn't stop. By the time I had to get to my bus stop, so I ignored the cat and continued walking down the street. At first it was normal. Every morning I wake up, I go and I see the cat. She's doing its regular noises, its eyes always following me, and I just go on and go to my bus stop. But one day something felt really off. I woke up the morning and I prayed as usual. If you guys do not know, me and my family were really spiritual. We pray a lot. So ever since I was younger, I always encountered spiritual things. So here I am telling you guys my stories. One day I woke up and it felt very just weird and strange. I couldn't understand why. Outside looked like it was gonna rain, but the funny thing is, on that day, the rain didn't come out. The rain didn't pour down. It was just a gloomy day. And I remember as I was getting ready, I just felt weird. As I left my apartment complex, I started walking down the streets. When I left the apartment complex, I had to get up from the back and go from the right. The right had a little mini forest type of thing, and I had to walk down. As I was walking, I don't know why and what it was, but I felt like a song was coming into me. And this is how the song goes. I'm just someone who loves music sometimes, so I create some songs and beats. So this is how the song goes. Feels like a gloomy day. The sun is not here today. Everything seems dark. What is going on? Feels like a gloomy day. I kept on singing it onto my head. And of course, I walked down the street and I passed the road and I went to the street where my bus stop was. But this time something felt off. I saw the cat, but the cats didn't make any sort of noise. I looked at the cat and I was terrified. This time the cat seemed a bit different. I felt like it was the same cat. So the mark that it had on its tail, everything was just the same, but the eyes was red. The eyes was red. And I couldn't understand why the eyes were red. And I immediately knew that something was wrong with the cat and something spiritual was happening because, as you guys know, me and my family, we pray a lot. I pray a lot. Seeing a black cat can mean some demonic stuff is going on. In some other cultures, black cat represents luck, but in some other side of the world, seeing a black cat is an omen of death. Is an omen of bad luck. So we shouldn't approach it. But this time the cat had its red eye. I definitely got scared and I started walking faster past the cat, but the cat was following me. It was following me so badly to the point where I had to walk deeper down the street, and I passed my bus stop. As I was walking, I heard a large beep. I saw it was my bus. I turned around and the cat was no longer there, which was weird. So I entered the bus and I sat down. And my friend looked at me and she said,
"Why were you always looking back and running? Like, we literally saw no one there."
I'm like, "You guys didn't see the cat chasing me really fast?" They're like,
"What cat are you talking about? We all know that there's no cats in this neighborhood. We didn't see a cat following you."
And ever since that day, I really got scared. I came back home hoping the cat was not there. The cat was no longer there. So it gets me, I still have a fear of that street. How come other people didn't see the cat, but I only saw the cat? And fortunately, I was so lucky to know that the cat was no longer there. Because ever since that incident, and I go back to the street, the cat is no longer there. Sometimes I will go on the houses where I knew the cat was residing, and all the owners are telling me that there's no such thing as a black cat in this neighborhood. No one knows about a black cat. So, I'm very lucky to have survived a black cat with a red eye. So yes, that's a story that I wanted to tell you guys. The black cat with the red eyes. Very weird encounter, but it's what I went through. Thank you for listening to this short story and podcast of the black cat with the red eye. And I'll see you next week with another story of stories of NMK. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you and have a nice day, evening, and night.